About 3 months into us starting our Mesa location, we had actually got the business to over $20,000 a month. Katie was cleaning. We had hired a few people, I think three or four other cleaners, and I was in the office. I was in charge of everything, the scheduling, the sales, and of course the hiring. And I remember this one particular week, I had just offered two cleaners jobs. And I can remember like being so excited about them. I can remember this one girl, I remember one girl's name right now, her name was Sheila. I just remember being like, man, I think she's gonna crush it. Right. And I remember having another interview that same day, and the applicant was just okay. Didn't really get me excited. But something inside me was like, man, I'm probably missing something here. I'm probably being emotional. And so, out of all the interviews I've ever done, I've actually only asked Kay to do this one time. And I put the recording on our TV in our living room, and I started watching. I was like, Kitty, will you just watch this with me? I don't see a reason why I shouldn't hire, but I don't know. There's nothing about her that gets me excited. And Katie, after you watched the interview, what did you tell me?
Hire her
Yeah. Why?
because we needed 14 people on the team and we only had about four at the time.
Yeah, guys, the math was simple. Our goal when we started Mesa was very simple. We wanted to grow a $1 million business, and five cleaners wasn't enough. And even if I were to hire two more cleaners, it still wouldn't have been enough. And so the goal was 14. And so, despite that, I was actually terrified. And I remember my first thought was like, man, if I hired three people, how am I going to fill all their schedules? And it was all me, it was my responsibility. And then the little small talk voice in my head was like, also, it's expensive, Logan. You're going to hire three people? That's $500 a week. That's $1,500 you're going to spend in hiring people. And then, Katie, what was like the matter of fact moment that was just like, take your own advice, Logan?
They're probably not going to show up anyway.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay. And so I ended up offering this gal the job. And so I had an onboarding scheduled with three cleaners, which is literally about to almost double our team. And so we get to Friday, and those two candidates I was super excited about.
Did not show up.
And you guys know that cleaner who I wasn't excited about?
She showed up.
Yeah. Which honestly got me pretty excited that she actually showed up. And you guys, that was 2 years ago. And today, that cleaner's name is Alyssa, and she is our longest tenured cleaner. And
And she knows this story,
yeah,
which
I've
makes
told,
it very fun.
I've told her the story before, and she's never called out, never once. And she gets me excited to tell that story today. And that's why today, guys, I am so confident in the hiring of cleaners, not because of the amazing cleaners like Alyssa on our team, but because I have performed over 900 phone interviews, 500 Zoom interviews. We've hired over 200 cleaners in just our Mesa location alone in the
We've
last two
made
years.
it to onboarding.
Who have made it to onboarding. That's good point. Good point. And this story is my reminder of the fear of hiring cleaners. It will cost you $1 million business. And so, if you think about the fear that goes behind hiring cleaners, what are some of those fears? Kitty, what are some of those fears?
Your small mind said it's expensive.
Yeah, yeah, the cost, right? Wages, taxes, insurance. Oh my, workman's comp. No, it's scary.
Unemployment if they don't stick.
Gosh, I shouldn't fire them. I should make them. I should let them quit. So I don't have to do unemployment. What else? What other fears do we have, Kitty?
Yeah, filling their schedules, providing work for them.
Yeah. What if we hire somebody, but we can't actually provide, like Kitty said? Then what? Do we not just have schedules for them? Do we give them cleans? Do we give them our clients that we were cleaning for? Do we just pay them not to clean? And then if we have them take our clients, then what do? I believe that these unanswered questions is why most cleaning business owners, they stay small. They stay cleaning. They just don't know. They don't know if they should have 1099 cleaners or they should have W-2 cleaners. They don't know what they should say in an interview. They don't know how much they should pay their cleaners. It just seems like every question leads to another unanswerable question. And so at this point, most people just shut down and they just stop asking the question. I call this, they put their head in the sand. They can't handle their brain actually thinking these thoughts. Head in the sand, no nothing. Like this, it's like a little kid. And then for the next kind of brave souls, they just decided to hire somebody, even though they don't know all the answers. And what happens when people who don't have the answers take action, Katie? What ends up happening?
Yeah, the person that they hire does a bad job,
Yeah,
potentially.
high probability, right? And you'll know they did a bad job is because you get complaints, either from clients or from other cleaners. And where does the finger get pointed at?
The cleaner.
How many of you guys ever heard the saying? There's no good people out there. Employees are too expensive. It's just better off if I just do it myself. Those sayings.
Or my favorite training is they should just know. Isn't that common sense?
That's, yeah. Yeah. And all of those sayings are a result of a finger pointed out. They're the problem. But guys, the real problem is you, the business owner. You are not good. Your lack of skills, that is expensive. They should not know, you should know, and you should be able to communicate it. So then that they have the opportunity to then know. If you cannot overcome the fear of hiring, you will never build $1 million business. Last night, Katie sent me this computer paper of goals that I had written on back in, must have been 2018. So this was 8 years ago, excuse me. And as I was looking at those goals, it started to come back to me. One of the reasons that it took me 3 years to break $5,000 a month in revenue. In fact, I went and actually looked at my QuickBooks from January 2014 to December 2016. My gym business made $135,000, guys, in 3 years. That's $45,000 per year. It's less than $5K a month.
I thought you were rich.
Yeah, you were wrong. Just like I was wrong about Alyssa. And the biggest reason that I was stuck there for so long was because I thought I was supposed to do everything myself. I thought I was supposed to be the salesperson, the accountant, the recruiter, the customer service person. I actually thought that's what being a good business owner looked like. I also thought that I should just know all the answers. I thought that the goal was to be in control. But those beliefs, that's what kept me stuck for my first 3 years. And in 2017, I made a decision that really forced me to change my beliefs. What did I do, Kitty?
You handed over every penny to Alex Formosi.
I gave this stranger named Mr. Hermosi every dollar I had to join his program to figure out what he was doing to actually grow gym businesses, which was the business I had at the time. And that $10,000, which was every penny I had, it was the most terrifying investment I ever made at that point in my life. But it forced me to do the most important thing, was to forget everything that I thought I knew and just come in as a blank canvas and say, I know nothing. Tell me what I need to do. And if it wasn't for that commitment, if it wasn't for that investment, I wouldn't have had that commitment. I wouldn't have come in with the submission of, I can't do it. I don't know what I'm doing. Just tell me what I need to do. And through that process, it finally allowed me to get clarity. But the clarity came after the commitment. The clarity came from taking action, not after, not before action. And by going through that whole experience, it made me come to terms with really how far away I was from building a $1 million business. As a one-man show, never, ever would have got there. And so when Katie sent me that computer paper doc with all my goals on it, they were about my gym business. And one of the goals I had on there was to grow a $1 million gym business. I never did. I never did grow a $1 million gym business. But the idea of the $1 million business was always there, all the way since 2018. All the way since really 2014 is when I started business. And it wasn't until 2023, 9 years later, that we actually built our first $1 million business. And today I'm going to share with you guys 3 problems that stop cleaning business owners from actually hiring, from actually having the opportunity to build a $1 million business. So Katie, share with us problem number 1 that cleaning business owners have around hiring.
They don't know how. How the heck do you hire?
Yeah. Don't know how. Last weekend, while Katie was out of town, I took Lainey to a jump park. Now, normally when we go to the jump park, I just sit and I let Lainey jump around, but she convinced me this time to go out there and go up the slides. There was like this rope thingy that we went down and did all the things. And then we ended up in the trampoline section. And we were in there and I was like, Lane, can you do a front flip? Mind you, I had no idea. I was just curious. And she shook her head no. But then right next to us on this other trampoline, this random redheaded girl, probably about the same age as Lainey, very loud, very boisterous. She answered the question like I was talking to her, and she's, I can do a flip. And all of a sudden she takes one big jump, another big jump, and she flips, and then she lands on her butt. So she didn't quite do a flip, but Lainey saw her try. And then all of a sudden this girl got up and she said, hey, you want to try with me? And so all of a sudden she was like, okay, 1, 2, 3. And then they both tried to flip and they both landed on their butt. Right? And this little redheaded girl, it was so funny. She was just like, got back up. She did it 1 or 2 more times and she was off. She was distracted. She ran away. And I left Lainey there all alone. But after she left, Lainey just kept trying. And literally, it was 5 attempts later, Lainey landed her first front flip on her feet. And I see hiring cleaners being very similar to Lainey learning to do her to doing a front flip. It's very scary at first. And when pushed, we'll just be like, no. But if you can watch somebody and you can watch them fall on their butt, you're like, I can fall on my butt, which gives you an opportunity to feel okay going out there and trying and not succeeding on the first try. And it's the process of trying and not succeeding that leads you to having the confidence to try again and being okay with not succeeding the second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, until finally you land on your feet.
Commitment.
You guys, and this was the process that led us to hiring 200 cleaners. The first one was very scary. Didn't want to do it. Landed on our butt a few times. Now, for the most part, we land on our feet. And so this hiring process, it is repeatable. It is easy to follow. And I actually put it inside the free home cleaning courses group. You can check out this process absolutely free. Okay. James will drop the link in the chat. You can go watch somebody who's fell on their butt, show you exactly how to eventually land on your feet. So once we get over the fear of actually hiring, Katie, what is problem number 2 that cleaning business owners have?
I only want the perfect person.
We hired 200 perfect people, Katie. Is that what happened?
Almost.
Almost.
A fraction of that, maybe. Actually, I don't think anybody was perfect. 0 for 200.
Yeah. So if you guys remember the story I told you about in the beginning about Alyssa, like the one I almost didn't hire because she wasn't perfect, she didn't have a perfect interview. There was nothing amazing about her in the interview. But you know what she did? She proved me wrong. She showed up. She worked hard. Her efforts have been freaking amazing. And if you remember the advice that Katie gave me earlier, the math of building $1 million home cleaning business is so simple. 14 cleaners working 28 hours at $55 man hour. But in order to get those 14 cleaners, it's going to take hundreds of interviews. And it's going to take you hiring many people who will prove you right. There's no good people out there. It's very expensive. They should just know things. Yes. But the goal is not to be right. The goal is to be proven wrong.
That's good.
Make sure you guys are focused on the right goals. It allows you to align your behaviors with set goal. So once we get over the fear of hiring cleaners and we get over the fear of having to hire the perfect cleaner, what's our third big problem that stops cleaning business owners from growing?
Yeah. Seeing the cleaners as the biggest expense of the business.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys, in our Mesa location, in the last 2 years, we have spent $904,000 on cleaners. Wages, taxes, workman's comp. Now, I want you to see our Mesa location like a pizza. Okay. How many of you guys like pizza? Pepperoni, cheese, sausage, pineapple. Get out of here with pineapple. Get out of here. No one likes pineapple on their pizza. That's ridiculous.
It might not be perfect, but it's good.
It's ridiculous. Okay. I don't want to get distracted here with shenanigans of putting fruit on pizza. That's silly. But think of our Mesa location like a pizza. I want you to think about every dollar that clients pay us like it increases the size of the pizza. Okay. And so we're getting ready to sit down and we're to eat this pizza. And we gave over half of our pizza right to our cleaners. Okay. And you want to know what that left us with?
A slice.
A slice. Yeah. Just about 20%. But that 20%, guys, was over $150,000. Okay. And so if you see your cleaners as your business expense instead of your greatest asset, then you will continue to work hard and eat very little. Because in order for you to have a big enough pizza, you need cleaners to actually eat with you. Because the
If you want
cleaners,
scraps,
yeah, yeah. If you want
keep them
scraps,
small.
if you want scraps, eat by yourself. If you want the pizza to get bigger, have cleaners eat with you at the table. The more people you get to be at the table with you, you might take home a smaller percentage, but that percentage is still bigger overall. So, Katie, on last week's podcast, while you were gone, Miss Jessica Van Hoffen came on and she shared her story about how she started as a solo cleaner in Canada. And she talked about how she was afraid to hire for the first 10 years. And last week, we basically came to the conclusion was like this was one of the biggest problems of why her business couldn't break $20,000 a month in revenue. Okay. Can I share with you another big reason that we discovered last week on why her business also couldn't break $20,000 a month in revenue? Yeah.
Yeah.
She was afraid to give up control. She was afraid of giving up the cleaning. She was afraid of having somebody else go into clients' homes that wasn't named Jessica. What if they didn't do a good job? She was afraid of how expensive it was to hire cleaners. She was going to have to pay taxes. She was afraid to even she was afraid to even have a scheduling software. She literally did scheduling on a whiteboard. She had timesheets on a pen and paper. She used her personal cell phone as the business number. And so when I asked her, what's the word that you would describe her first 10 years? Her response was chaotic. And so, Katie, you've been in Jessica's shoes as well. And so, you guys, if you're in your business right now and it feels like chaos, there's a good chance that you're a control freak. You're trying to do everything and things are slipping through the cracks. And while you're doing the best you can isn't good enough. Not if you want the business to continue to grow. And so here is the blueprint of what Jessica did. And it's also what I did also is I made a change. And so did Jessica. And we both committed to freedom. But the price we had to pay was giving up control. It was giving up the belief that we should already know, that we should do it ourselves, that it's going to be perfect. It's
That you're going
actually,
to get it right on the first time.
it's just accepting that it's going to be freaking hard. I don't know. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I'm going to upset a lot of other people, including myself. And that's the price. It's going to take a lot of humility to say, I don't know. And the ultimate action to somebody who is really humble is that they start to ask for help. Investing in coaching was the thing that helped me. It's the thing that helped Jessica. Getting access to systems, things like hiring. See, Jessica went from hiring 19 cleaners per year to hiring 71 cleaners the very next year. And the result of that was her business going from 20,000 a month to now doing over $100,000 a month.
That's interesting because it's like a 4x on hiring, but a 5x on the outcome. So that
It's got much
slice got
bigger.
substantially bigger.
Yeah. And so today, guys, for the people who need to hear this, you have an opportunity. I'm going to share with you an opportunity to actually take steps today to hire maybe your first cleaner, maybe your next cleaner, or your next cleaners.
And
So
when you get to 14, does it stop there? Do you stop hiring?
if you want to only grow $1 million business,
But even if I just want to stay at 1 million, do I never have to hire
oh,
again? Because I have 14, I'm good.
yeah. If you want to live in a fantasy land where people stay forever, but in my experience, which is not fantasy land, people come and people go. And a lot of times it's not even within our control. A lot of things happen in their situations. How many of you guys have had cleaners, employees, people you even know, just friends, family members who move, as an example? It's a local job. Got to be done locally. Right? People move, their goals change, they get different opportunities that are presented to them. Maybe you actually just suck and they just want to leave. That also is possible. But the majority of the time, I do believe that most of the reason people leave has little to do with you and mainly to do with them, right? And so even if you get to this 14 cleaners, in order to keep 14 cleaners, you have to continue to hire. You have to continue to find new people. And then it's not even just having 14 cleaners. The first step is getting to 14 cleaners, but the real goal is increasing the quality of those 14 cleaners. And that comes through constantly hiring, bringing people on, people that people will churn out and somebody else can come up. And the more clarity that you have as the business owner on what somebody needs to do in order to be a great cleaner on your team, it's easier for them to go from brand new to great in a shorter distance. And so even if you have 14 cleaners, it's can you consistently follow this plan that we're about to give you? And so right now, pay attention because this is an actionable action step plan that you can actually do to hire your first cleaner, to hire your next cleaner, or your next cleaners starting today. It's Monday. It's a fresh week.
This is the skill acquisition portion that lowers the expense that Logan was talking about earlier. Cleaners are expensive. It's the lack of skills that is expensive. So it's skill development time.
Yeah. So this is an opportunity for you to fall on your butt and realize it's okay. Fall on your butt. You have to fall on your butt in order for you to eventually land on your feet. So step number one. Katie, what is step number one that someone needs to do in order to hire?
Create a job post.
By golly, guys, you got to put your job out there. Give people an opportunity to know. You have to market your job. Okay. Here's what this job post needs. It needs a headline. Tell them exactly what the job is. House cleaner. No nights, no weekends. Weekly pay. Sell it. This is your marketing. What's the next thing that this job ad needs after we have a headline, Katie?
Yeah, a description covering the roles and responsibilities and what this person should expect and what they can expect from you.
Yeah. How much are you going to pay them? What hours do you need them for? And then most importantly, a clear call to action. Hey, if this is you and you resonate with this headline and this description, what do you need to do next to actually apply? So tell them how to apply. Don't make it harder than it already is for them to work for you. Think about your cleaners like your clients. Don't make it harder for clients to do business with you. Don't make it harder for cleaners to work for you. So we have step number one. We have a job post. We have it up. We have a clear call to action. Somebody applies. What's step number two, Katie?
Perform an interview.
Got to talk to somebody, guys. Got to talk to somebody. So the most important thing we can do is come prepared. Use a script. Have pre-planned questions, specifically context-specific questions for the job. Can they logistically do the job? Do they have a vehicle? Is it all theirs? Or do they share it? Do they have a criminal history? Are they available to work during the hours you need them to? Do they actually live in your area? How many times, Katie, have you heard people, oh, I live 45 minutes away, but it's okay. I'll make it work.
No.
Yeah, no, they never work out. Those people never work out. We've tried to hire them so many times. We fell on our butts so many times.
This is the skill acquisition that you get better at.
Yeah.
Say yes to those in the beginning. And then you figure out that they don't work long term anyway.
Yeah. You want to figure out why they want the job. Ask them, why do you want this job? How much money are they looking for? Ask the real questions. How long do they intend to be here for? Do they have any cleaning experience? Heck, do they have any labor experience? Cleaning is physically hard. The goal is to understand their goals and their skills and see if they align with the skills required for the cleaner position and the goals of your company. And if they do align, the next step is to do what Katie told me in the beginning: hire them, make the offer. Maybe it's make the offers, plural.
1 for 3 will show up. So important to make multiple offers.
Yeah. And despite this fear of hiring multiple people, you must align your actions with your goals of building the $1 million business. Even if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 cleaners right now, the focus has got to be on 14 cleaners. And then once they say yes, schedule an onboarding. And at the onboarding, sell them on the mission, the values and standards, not on cleaning. Guys, push the wrong people out and it will attract the right people in. Make them feel like when they join your team, they're going to get so much more than just a paycheck. They're going to get to deliver a mission, that their work is meaningful, which makes them feel like they matter. Everything that we just went over, the job post, the interview script, the onboarding checklist, the mission, the values, the standards, it's not theory. These are all tools and resources that are a result of hiring over 200 cleaners in our Mesa location alone. It is the foundation of what helped Kate and I start this Mesa location with 0 clients and grew it to $92,000 a month within 20 months. You guys, it's the exact process Jessica used to go from 19 hires to 71 hires, taking her business from 20,000 a month to 100,000 a month. There's so many other businesses that are probably on this call, inside the mentorship, that have helped them grow the revenue. Sometimes people double their business, triple their business, quadruple their businesses. You'll never grow a business without adding more cleaners. It's impossible. And so if you don't have a hiring system and you have a goal to build a business, I recommend checking out the 30-day install challenge. Inside this challenge, we will show you how to do it. We will install it with you. And so eventually you can do it on your own. And so if you're watching this right now and you want a $1 million business and you're looking to make a change, you're looking to commit to that goal, it's going to require everything from you. But the first thing you have to do is give up control. To believe that you have all the answers, to believe that you can do it on your own, to believe that I shouldn't have to pay somebody to learn how to do this. Those beliefs held me back for so long. And they would have stopped me from ever actually growing into the person who I am today. And so if you resonate with that, then this might be the program just for you. And so James will drop the link in the chat. You can learn more about the 30-day install challenge. We keep this to only 5 people in at a time. There's actually no spots in it right now, but the next group will open up here in a couple weeks. So definitely get in now, get your spot locked in. And if you're looking to start to experience freedom in your business, first step, give up control. Katie, any final words you have today about overcoming the fear of hiring?
Yeah. I have so many thoughts around this because I am hardwired by our schooling system that teaches you the concept before the life lesson. Very good student. And it's really a challenge to mentally commit to the action prior to knowing the lesson. And I think my biggest takeaway from this call is just have the courage to commit. The lesson will come in due time. It's okay to not know the lesson before the commitment of action takes place.
It's one of the most important skills that it's not learned in a book. It's not learned on a podcast. It's only learned from a feeling inside of you that you move forward despite that feeling. That's why it's impossible. It cannot be taught.
I literally just keep seeing places where the public school system failed me because they told me when the test was. Like in real life, you don't get a deadline for a test. It's like the test comes on Tuesday at 12 and it wasn't scheduled on your calendar. And here we are completing the test that we don't even have the lesson plan for. We haven't been taught the lesson yet. And I was a damn good student, and it makes me so mad because I was a student of the wrong game.
Probably one of the reasons why only 7% of businesses ever make it to $1 million. Because 93% are playing by a different set of rules. They're playing by the school system rules.
Yeah, and awareness of it's not the rules' fault that have failed me to that point, but awareness is now important for me personally to continue to make changes towards test first, lesson later.
Yeah. There's lots of skills that got to be learned in order for us to grow in our business. And the first skills to even give us an opportunity to learn the skills like hiring and marketing and sales and leadership. The first step before all that is courage, humility, self-control. These are all things that are never even mentioned one time in school. And they're ultimately the most valuable lessons that have the most impact on my life. And that they're the things that I feel like I'm the most responsible for when it comes to coaching the clients that I coach and coaching my kids. Is I care less about what people are learning and just like I care more about how they learn them. And I care more about how their response is when they go through hard times and how they process fear, how they process uncertainty, how they process desires, and their ability to quite literally align their behaviors with what they said that they wanted to do. Especially when it's inconvenient, especially when everything is when the situations become unexpected and the intensity gets bigger and the duration gets longer. How committed are you? And so if there's one skill that, if I could only give my kids one skill, that's the only thing that I could leave with them, it would be commitment. I think it really is the domino. Everything else falls behind it. Appreciate you guys for getting on this call. Appreciate your guys' commitment to your guys' businesses. And yeah, go out there and show your guys' commitment to your businesses. Go have the courage to hire. Go have the courage to move forward despite not knowing all the answers. Go fall on your butt a few times.
Let's learn to do some front flips together.
Let's learn to do some front flips. Happy Monday, guys. We'll see you guys next week on the road to $1 million.